Hey, you. Yeah, you. I want to talk to you. Hi, my name is Jason Spears. I'm the founder of drpremed.com, and this message is for you. You're pre-med, you know you want to go to medical school, you know you want to become a doctor, but how are you going to make that happen? I don't have to tell you all the numbers, all the stats, how competitive it is to get into medical school, because you already know that. Maybe you don't know that 60% of first-time applicants to medical school rejected. Yeah, so you have a better chance of tossing a coin and calling heads or tails than you do of getting into medical school. Or maybe you think you're one of the exceptional students that just stands out and you know exactly what it takes to get into medical school. Unfortunately, that's probably not the case, because every year I see students just like you who think that they know what it takes to get into medical school. Then they go through an application cycle and they say, Jason, I didn't get in. I don't know what happened. I had a strong GPA, I had a competitive MCAT score, and things just didn't work out for me. Or maybe you're thinking you have a cousin, you have an older sibling, you have an aunt or uncle, or maybe even parents who are physicians, and you think they can guide you through the process. And I have to ask you, are they 100% dedicated to helping you get into medical school? Of course they wish the best for you. They want you to do well. They want you to get into medical school. But they don't have the time, they don't have the bandwidth, and they're not following admissions processes day in and day out, year after year, to know what are the current trends and what medical schools are looking for. And often what happens is they aren't experts in getting into medical school. Sure, they got into medical school, they're medical students or doctors, but what worked for them doesn't mean it's going to work for you, because half the time they might not even know why they got into medical school. They couldn't pinpoint exactly what they did that was the turning point to allow them to become a doctor. And so you want somebody who's been there, done that, who's been in the trenches and helped many, countless, hundreds of pre-med students like yourself get into medical school. Because you have to think about what happens if you don't get into medical school. What's on the line? What are you putting out there? You're going to think about your family and friends. You're going to be disappointed in yourself. You're going to be dejected. You're going to be depressed. You're going to think that the world's coming to an end, and just so much that it's going to be on your plate. Some of you guys will walk away from medicine. Some of you guys are going to try again to get into medical school, and it's going to be an uphill battle, because you're going to have that red mark on your application that you're reapplicant to medical school. So obviously everybody knows that when you're reapplicant, everybody knows that you didn't get in the first time. So AdComs are already going to have their radar up, thinking, okay, this applicant obviously wasn't competitive the first time. I hope they did something extraordinary different the second time around. And if you don't do that, most likely you're going to have the same fate of not getting into medical school, not being able to pursue your dream of becoming a doctor. And as my Harvard TA, or teaching fellow as they say at Harvard, because they do things a little bit different, he would say before he took our organic chemistry exams, he would just tell us the importance of the test, what was on the line, and he would always say, no medical school, no surgery, no millions, all down the drain. I'm not making it up. He said it. And that's basically the case, how your life is totally going to change whether you get into medical school or not. And so you really need to be proactive in what you're doing, taking steps to make sure you're the most competitive applicant out there, and not just a diamond in the rough pre-med that doesn't stand out, that an AdCom can't look at your application and go, yes, this is a no-brainer decision. We want you at our medical school. Because if you're not doing that, the odds just aren't in your favor of getting into medical school and becoming a doctor. It's just an uphill battle, and 60% of people who apply do not get into medical school. And then I'll also even tell you a little bit more numbers on that. You have over 800,000 applications going out there. That means, yes, there's not that many people applying to medical school. You have 52,000 people applying to medical school and only 21,000 people getting in. So you guys are all math people because you're pre-med. So you can crunch the numbers and you can see how that works out for you. And so you need an application that's going to really distinguish yourself, stand out, because if you don't, you're going to just get rejected. It's as simple as that. There's no sugarcoating it or anything like that. And then you're going to be sad, you're going to be depressed, you're going to be beating yourself up, and you're going to be doing a would've, should've, could've. And why didn't I just reach out to somebody who's an expert? Why didn't I go to that meeting? Why didn't I speak to that advisor? Why didn't I get professional help? Why didn't I put more hours in studying? Why didn't I work harder on the MCAT? Why didn't I take my personal statement seriously? Why didn't I take my secondary seriously? What about the extracurriculars? What could I have done differently? What could I have put in my primary application? Who could I ask for a letter of recommendation? You're going to just have all of those questions going through your head, thinking about what could have been, all because you didn't do everything possible when you're this close to the finish line of getting across that line so that you can get into medical school and become a doctor. And so your questions, your concerns, you're not sure what to do, and you just know that you've been asking yourself, what are my chances that you need to reach out to me or reach out to anybody who's an expert that can help you get to the next level. And again, my name is Jason, student Dr. Spears, and I'm with drpremed.com. Again, Jason with drpremed.com, and study wisely.